guys, this is Pastor Shiun. Welcome to another episode of Let Me Introduce My Books to You. Before we jump into the book today, I just was reminded that this is already June, meaning we're already halfway through year 2020. We're introducing books here of how it's been affecting our lives, but do you also know that the Bible tells us that God has written the book of our life in heaven? So let's remember and remind ourselves of the things that God has done this year up till now so far, because the way that He led us, it's already written in the book of life, and we can be confident that with the half of the year left, He will lead us perfectly in His plan and purpose. All we have to do is to trust Him and get to know Him more and more. So I hope that we will actually spend more time doing that in the second half of the year, which I will do first, and so that we will be able to share more of what God is doing in our life for the second half coming up. So today, the book that I want to introduce to you guys is a book that I read in around 2011, which impacted my life quite a bit. And the name of the book is called Is That Really You, God? By Pastor Loren Cunningham. Let me introduce to you our author today, Loren Cunningham. He's the founder of a missions organization called YWAM, which stands for Youth with a Mission. It's the second largest missions organization in the world, and they focus on training the younger people, teenagers to early mid-20s. I was actually part of DTS, the YWAM as well. They're famous for the program called DTS, Discipleship Training School. It's a 6-month program, 3 months of in-class training about learning who God is and learning to hear God's voice and all these things. And then the 3 months of being on the field, going to different nations to share the gospel, meet people, connect with them, build relationship with them, and talk to them about who Jesus is. The name of the book, Is That Really You, God? Kind of says everything about what the book is about. It's a journey, it's kind of a storybook of how Loren Cunningham was led from the beginning to start YWAM, and how it is led up to this point, because it started really small and grew into a large missions organization that is now today. When in Loren Cunningham's time, when he was young, when he started ministry, it wasn't common for teenagers to go out and do missions, because people thought that missions are for older people who are mature and who seems to be more experienced, and they thought that teenagers are very risky and they're not really ready to go out. But in one night, Loren Cunningham had a dream, and he had a dream of seeing a wave of teenagers going out to different nations to share the gospel. And he woke up and he realized that it's God telling him that in the times to come, He will use teenagers to share the gospels all over the world. Next time he came to prepare for the mission trip, he prepared so that the teenagers will be going out to the mission field. People were against it. People cautioned them, saying that you shouldn't do that. He did take the teenagers out. Ended up, they saw amazing fruit of God. They saw churches being formed. They saw healings and miracles happening through the teenagers, and they saw how God was sharing the gospel through the teenagers, and people accepted Jesus and became Christians. So he did that multiple times, and throughout the time, by the leading of God, he began YWAM, and now, when he wrote this book years back, YWAM has been to over 190 nations to share the gospel and to share the love of Jesus. So, you know how sometimes to learn about God and how God is leading, it helps us to read someone else's story, because we see how God was leading that person. It will also let me know that God can lead me in the same way. In this book, Loren Cunningham really focuses on learning to hear God's voice. In the beginning, when Loren Cunningham heard God speaking to him about sending out teenagers, he had to learn that it was God's voice. And people thought that it was risky. He took a leap of faith and he did it. And he realized by the fruit that God was giving to him, he knew that it was God. And time after time, and every step of the way, he trusted in God's voice, and he followed it when people said no. He just trusted that he put his faith into what God was saying to him. So I think for us, this is what we need as well. And this is what I've learned reading the book. By seeing his story in detail, I got to realize how God speaks. I got to realize that how God was leading. I got to realize and learn that if God led him in that way, that I could be led in that way as well. Wyatt's purpose is this: to make God known and to know God and to make God known. That was Lawrence Cunningham's life. He had to know God every step of his life. And as it did, the result was to make God known all over the nation. And how he did it? By hearing the voice of God. And this book really helps to see the story of how God's life is unfolded in this person's life. And it will help us because the way that God led him is the same way that he can lead us. He can speak to us, and he can show us amazing things that people might have not thought. And he could lead us in ways that people might say no to. But if we get to trust God and if we take that one leap of faith and you could see that God was working, next time it will get easier and easier and easier. Why? Because we experience that God wants and we really get to experience God more and more. So I highly recommend this book because this book really helps to see in a story of how God led this amazing ministry from the beginning until now. So today I briefly introduced about the book Is There Really You God by Lawrence Cunningham. This is a really good read because it's just like a storybook. It's not a complicating book, but it's a book that kind of tells a story of Lawrence Cunningham's life, of how he was led by God and how God was visible in his life. So it's an easy read and it's a fun read because there's a lot of fun things that happens throughout the book. So I hope that if you're interested, let me know. I can borrow you my book, or you can also purchase the book, buy the book if you really like it. If you are going to do it, I will highly recommend it. So thank you for watching another episode of Let Me Introduce My Books to You. I hope you guys stay safe and healthy. I will see you guys tomorrow and Sunday service. Bye bye, and I will see you later.